So, guys, Caitlyn Clark and the Fever, they set a playoff viewership record that may not be beaten. The most viewed WNBA game ever on cable was Game 2. I could only imagine what Game 3 would have done. But if you didn't see what happened, a lot of people talk about, like the Caitlyn Clark fans, they're gone now. They're going to be going. The game immediately after Caitlyn Clark this was the third highest viewed game on cable ever, or on ESPN ever. I'm not joking. The third highest viewed ever. So, if you did not see here, this is what it was, according to ESPN. So you can see, Fever Sun Game 2 delivers most viewed WNBA game ever on cable. 2.5 million average viewers and peaked at 3.4 million. And then you have the Lynx and Mercury to watch the Fee Collier Masterclass, to watch Fee Collier prove why she's the best player in the world, with 1.2 million, and also potentially Diana Taurasi's last game. So obviously I will say there's people there just to watch in case it was Taurasi's last game. But you've also got 2.1 million. 2.1 million peak viewers is a crazy, crazy amount, especially when it is, I think it was the third most viewed game ever on ESPN, only behind, obviously, the Fever versus the Sun earlier that night. And was the third time Caitlyn played Angel Reese this year. I think one of the Caitlyn Clark Angel Reese games was number 2. So let's take a look at this as well. Some more information. It is the most viewed WNBA game on cable, regular season or playoffs, up 507% last year versus the average of ESPN first round. Up 507%. That is mental. The most viewed cable telecast of the day amongst persons and males under 50. So the most watched thing on cable among person and males under 50. Oh, so it was the most viewed amongst people under 50 and men under 50. Not the most viewed by females under 50, but it is what it is. And even the Mercury and the Lynx up 192% on the first round average. The third most viewed playoff game ever on ESPN. And also the first round averaged 1.1 million viewers on ESPN. Most viewed opening rounds across all networks. WNBA Countdown up 144% versus last year's full playoff average on ESPN. So everything's booming. Everything's booming. Doesn't really matter. And that's what people have been saying for so many years, or not even for so many years, for the whole year, where it's like, yes, obviously Caitlyn Clark is going to draw in the ratings. But even if, let's just say, hypothetically, the NBA had, or WNBA had 500,000 constant fans. I'm just making a number off the top of my head. And Caitlyn Clark has 2 million fans. If even a quarter of the Caitlyn Clark fans stay on, you've still doubled your viewership from last year. Like, if even a quarter of, let's just say she's got 2 million. 2 million of those people, 500k were just general fans, 2 million were Caitlyn Clark fans. And then, let's just say hypothetically, a quarter of those 2 million will stay on to watch other teams. You're still doubling your total viewer base from the year before. And that's what people don't seem to understand. Like, a high tide rises all boats. And that's what's happened here. That is what's happened here. Like, the Mercury are getting 1 million views. And, like, it'll be very interesting to see. I would have liked to have gone live during the Aces versus Liberty game on Sunday, because that would be a really interesting one. But, like, it's my birthday. I'm not going live to watch a game I don't really care about my birthday, to be honest. And, yeah, it's big for the league. You know, for all these players talking about new TV deals, this is what you need to see. This is what, like, the general WNBA fans should be happy about this, because your players are going to be making more money, and obviously the players make more money, more people play in the league, there's more money in it. You're going to see more and more people, like, more money being pushed into college programs, sending players to the, trying to push for players to go to the league, and not just everyone going to UConn, South Carolina, and now USC, or a freaking LSU with that unbelievable Kim Mulkey squad. Heck, it's been UConn or it's been Dawn Staley, Kim Mulkey, or Gina Auriemma for the last 10 years. But, yeah, Yeah, and obviously, look, if you're watching this video, you watch the game. So there's going to be somewhere between 4 and 12,000 people probably will watch this video. So yeah, it is. Look, it's interesting. It is very, very interesting, and I'm happy to see it. I'm very happy to see that it peaked at 2.1 million. The Lynx versus the Mercury game. Unfortunately for this channel, it's not doing quite as well. Like, the Fee Collier video I put out might get in the region of 2,000 views, which is fine at the end of the day. It is what it is. Like, you gotta cover the WNBA sometimes because, well, Caitlyn Clark's done, unfortunately. Unfortunately, the refs, unlike what people thought they were going to do and rig it for a game 3, they rigged this that there wasn't going to be a game 3. But yeah, I am very interested by these numbers, and I'm very interested because it is crazy that this right here is the 3rd most viewed game ever on ESPN. The 3rd most viewed game ever. In fairness, it was one directly after Caitlyn Clark played, so there were obviously fans still watching. And I'd be interested to see where the 2.1 million peak was. If the 2.1 million peak was at the start of the game, it's a little bit disingenuous. But if it was at the end of the game, then that's great. That is good. If it's at the start of the game, then obviously it could have been people that carried over from the previous game. If it's at the end of the game, yeah, things change. But it's good also to see things like WNBA Countdown. The one thing I will say, though, is that it is a little bit concerning that, say, like, the WNBA Countdown is only up 144%, whereas the games are up 200 and are up a much bigger percentage. But that's only slightly concerning because I do think that, in general, there are a large percentage of people, that are watching, not a larger amount, but a larger percentage that will go, say, to a YouTube, to, like, certain other outlets rather than just go to ESPN for the pre-coverage. And the fact is that this doesn't take into account, like, Stream East or all illegal streams. Like, it peaked at 3.5 million viewers, maybe add an extra million for illegal streams. Like, and that's only on ESPN as well. That probably doesn't take into account as well International League Pass, where it shows ESPN. So I don't know. Either way, she may be out of the playoffs, but the CC effect lives on. It lives on, and it's not going anywhere for anyone that expects this to stop. As a honorary Lynx fan for the next couple of weeks, I will be cheering extremely hard for MVP, Carlton, Alana Smith, Kayla McBride, Heidemann, Courtney Williams, and MVP Greater in Asia. From now on, I'm an honorary Lynx fan for all of you guys for the next couple of weeks.